Well, hello ladies and gents, hope you are all keeping well. You may have noticed there's been a bit of an update to the Nick Powell studio. I've done a little bit of a renovation and bought a couple of new gadgets for the desk and such. So this thing's absolutely amazing. It's the LG 49-inch ultra-wide monitor, so I will be doing a review on that at some point. So do look out for that. This video is basically just a quick update really on the new Trisio Lite 2 360 camera. Some of you may have seen my full review video that I did a while back. If not, then you can see that here somewhere. This video is basically just, as I say, a quick update on a few new features that have been released by the team at Trisio. They've been working very hard, it seems, to keep us users happy. There's been a new firmware update, which I'll go into, and also they have now released their desktop app, which is absolutely fantastic. Basically gives you the ability to export the images from the camera directly to your desktop, as opposed to taking them off your phone. You can also export the unstitched images as well, which is absolutely fantastic. And that gives me the ability to stitch the images using PTGui, which does actually give a slightly higher resolution, which is fantastic. So yeah, without further ado, let's have a quick look at some new features. And as always, any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. So let's crack on. Okay, so what I thought I'd do is just pop downstairs for a start, because it's a little bit brighter in here, so you'll probably be able to see a little bit better. Just to show you one of the newest features, which I didn't actually mention in the introduction, and they've now added the ability, and this is awesome, to level your photos, which is really, really good, because there's nothing worse than having, I'm just using this little sort of mini sort of pixie tripod to do this demonstration. But say this is a prime example. I mean, if you've got this on a desktop somewhere, having to sort of adjust it and all that sort of stuff to make sure it's completely level is a real pain. So what we'll do is we'll make it nice and crooked like that, just for the purposes of this example. And I've got the app connected here. I'm just going to start my phone recording so you can see what's going on the screen. There we go. So you can see here it says connected to Trisio. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to click the button here, and it will give us a preview on the screen. You can, as always, I showed this in the last review, you can add photos to albums. So we're just going to add this one to test photos, and we'll call it leveling. Okay, so what we do now is basically just all we need to do is push the shutter button, and what it will do is it will just spin around the room once just to meter the levels. I'm going to be right in front of the camera now, so I'll stay still. And it will take the 4 images. That's the first one. That's the second one. And the third one, and the fourth one. Okay, right, now that's done its job, what we need to do, thank you, it's going to stitch the image for us. So read all the camera information and everything, stitch the panorama, and when it comes out straight away, it's unleveled. So we'll see now that it's going to be completely off, completely wonky. Here we are. So if we click on that, and we'll click on leveling. There we go. So we can see that it's completely all over the place, which is not good. So all we need to do is there's a button in the bottom left-hand corner here. You can see it says leveling. Click on that. It says leveling affects photo quality. I've tested this and I haven't really seen a massive difference. But so, yeah, I wouldn't really worry too much about that. So we'll click yes, and it will say, do you want to modify? Yes, I do. And there we go. So you can see that it's completely leveled the image. which is absolute genius. It's really, really, really good, and it does a fantastic job of doing it as well. So yeah, that's been a really, really, really welcome update. So thanks to the team at Trisio. And what we're going to do now, we're just going to hop onto the desktop and we're just going to run through a few other features because I want to show you through the desktop software and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to go upstairs. Okay, so here we are on the desktop computer. Hopefully I'm going to be able to show this all properly to you, because one thing I've just realised now I've got this super ultra wide monitor is that it can be difficult to display some apps correctly, to say. So that's fine. We will go with it. So what I have done is I've downloaded the Trisio Factory app. Trisio, if you're watching, there's a spelling mistake here. And basically the way that you do that is you just go onto their website, and right at the bottom there's a section that says downloads. Just come onto the downloads, and then you've got downloads for the mobile app and also the desktop app as well. Okay, so once that's all downloaded, I've got my camera plugged in and turned on, and it gives you two options. You can either extract the pictures. Now what that's going to do is it's going to extract the individual photos, so 4 separate fisheye images, or you can stitch the pictures. So let's extract them first. So we just click on, oh, by the way, this bottom bit here, it says it's forbidden to set the camera directory as the save directory, which I don't know why you do that anyway, because basically it's gonna cause problems. So what I do is just pick somewhere on my hard drive just to save the images to. So click on extract, and it will bring up the camera drive. So I think the ones I've just taken are these 3 here. So we'll click open, and there we go. 1 of 3 pieces is being extracted. It's pretty quick at doing this as well, which is really, really nice. Okie dokie. And there we go, all done. So if we click on view pictures, it's going to open up the folder. What it's done is it's put it into a little folder for us, because when we created the images, we made a folder in there called test photos. And remember, I named mine leveling, and there we go. So we've got our 4 individual images. For some reason they're on their side, which is weird, but that's absolutely fine. We can fix that later. And there we go. So we've got 1 image there, nice close up of me. I'm sure you all love that. And then number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay, so you just see how crazily quick that is. Okay. And the other thing that we can do, if we go back, we can stitch the pictures. So if we click on stitch and then choose these 3 here, click open. Now I don't think, might be wrong, but I don't think the leveling is going to happen on the desktop app. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. We shall see. Okay, so it's just stitching, stitching, stitching. I mean, that's not really a problem, because if you are using desktop, especially if you've got PTGui, then you can level the images in PTGui. Fine. So there we go. View pictures, test pictures. There we go. There we've got. It's all over the place. Yeah. So from what I can see, you can't level the images on the desktop app, which is okay. That's fine. It's not a problem at all. Hopefully that's going to be an update that's going to be introduced soon. So yeah, what I wanted to show you next was just how I use PTGui to stitch these images. I'm probably going to use a different example for that, just because that one was all over the place and all crooked and wonky. But we'll see how we go. So let's move on to that now. Okay, so I've got PTGui up on the screen now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on load images, and then I'm going to load these 4 images in. It's the first time I've done this with a wonky image, so things go wrong, then they go wrong. But let's keep our fingers crossed. So now we've imported the images. What I've got here is I've got a template that was created by the ever so awesome Nick Watson, who also has done a few Trisio videos. So I will actually add a link to his channel in the description below, so you can have a look at that. So I've added that template, and then what we do is we click on Align Images, and bang, there we go. So it's done a pretty good job actually, considering I think I moved slightly as well. So you can see where these stitch lines are here. It's done a rather good job, but as expected, the walls are all over the shop. So what we would do is click on control points, and then just make sure that we've got both images, the same image numbers selected, and you'll notice at the bottom that it changes the control the control point type to vertical lines. So what we want to do from there is basically just click on a vertical line in each image, so top and bottom there, and then we'll go to number 2, and we'll choose this wall here because it's nice and contrasty. So top on the left and bottom on the right, and then top, bottom. And some of you may be thinking, well, if the Trisio camera can stitch in camera, what is the point of doing this? And yeah, you would be right. It is a bit more work to do. But if I just do that there, and then click on Optimizer, then Run Optimizer, it's just not so good, but let's see. There we go. Now, that looks pretty good to me. Now there's this blanked out bit here. I'm not quite sure where that's come from. But that's probably quite an easy fix. But what I wanted to show you, the whole point of using the PTGui here, is that if I click on Create Panorama, we'll see here that it's actually just under 9,000 pixels. So the native export resolution of the Trisio is 8,000 by 4,000. So this has actually given us an extra 1,000 pixels in resolution. So you know, I think that can only be a good thing, really. It's just basically made a camera that has got great resolution into a camera that's got even better resolution for a one-shot camera. We can see a few stitching errors. There's one up here. Yeah, we can see one stitching error here. So there's a few, yeah, and here as well. Okay, but what you can do from there is you can basically just add more control points, and this is what I would recommend to anyone using any type of one-shot camera, or you know, even obviously, you know, normal fisheye DSLR mirrorless cameras, is to use control points in between sort of, you know, different images. So the issues that we have were, where is it? Over by this right lampshade. Okay, so if I do this, then we can basically add some more control points in. So we'll just click up in the corner here. There we go, it's already added that one. We can adjust it slightly. It's slightly off. And then maybe on there. And yeah, that'll be fine. And then maybe we can do one here as well. So just on that corner there. See, that's not actually picked up where that is, so we add that in here. And then maybe add this corner in as well. See, that's picked it up, but it's slightly off. You see where I'm going with it. So then if we click on Optimizer, Run Optimizer, it still says not so good. So it's a case of trial and error. But once you've done, you see that's actually fixed that stitching error there and that one there, which is good. So the fact that this is not so good, I can't really see, and it's fixed the one in the roof as well. So once you've added your control points, you're not going to have to do it again, because all you need to do is click File, Save as Template. I've already got this one, the Trisio one that Nick sent me, but we can just do Trisio Lite 3. Okay, and then you just keep saving the templates, and you'll get to a stage where you don't need to save them anymore, because it just does it straight away for you. So I think that's a good example of using the Trisio with PTGui. We didn't take it straight, so that's why there was issues with the stitching. And obviously it was an extreme example as well. So it was very, very, very crooked. and the camera's not generally going to be like that when you're doing a normal virtual tour shoot. So yeah, I hope that helped. Okay guys, well there we have it. I hope that's been useful. It's been a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, but you know me, I like to talk. So yeah, as I said, I've covered the new leveling, which I think is the main thing, really. There has been, as I said, also the firmware update, which has improved the image quality. It's also given the camera a new welcome sound and power sound. So when you turn it on and turn it off, it makes a new sound. I actually prefer the old one personally, but never mind. So yeah, if you are interested in purchasing the Trisio Lite 2, then I will leave links in the description below. I would appreciate it if you could use those because it helps me keep the channel going and making more content for you lot. So, so yeah, thanks very much for your time and I will speak to you again soon. Take care.